Good morning, grade 7. Hope you are healthy at home and doing well. Today we will continue block 15, that is maps and representation. And in that block we will talk about measuring distances on a map. So before starting the class, be sure that you are ready with all the resources, your workbook, content book, notebook and stationery. I hope you are ready with all these items. So let's start with recap. In the previous section, we talked about topographic maps and their features and components of a topographic map like relief, water bodies, vegetation, transportation, culture, boundaries, and so on. And we learned similarity and differences between topographic maps and physical, political, or thematic maps. Also, we learned that a topographic map has various colors, each referring to a different types of features. Okay, so let's start with few questions. How do we measure distance? So, how do we measure distance? The distance is usually measured in straight lines on a map. A scale is used to calculate the distance. And the question is, can a map be used to calculate distance between places? Yes. Every map is drawn according to a scale which is represented at the bottom or top of the map. We can calculate distance using the scale provided on a map. So children, our aim is to explain to measure distances on a map using various types of scales. So let's start with keywords that we will use in today's class, and these words are very important. And the first word is representative fraction scale, or we can say in short RF scale. It shows the ratio of distances on the map to the actual distance on the ground. For example, if 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 50,000 centimeter on the ground, then RF would be 1 is to 50,000 or 1 is equal to 50,000. This scale can be converted into any unit of measurement like kilometer, meters, etc. using metric scales of measurement. Then graphic scale. Graphic scale or linear scale, it depicts visually how much a distance on a map represents distance on earth. To the right of the zero, the scale is marked in units of measure and is called the primary scale. A graphic scale is like a ruler which is drawn at the bottom of the map. I hope you understood these words because we will use in today's lesson. So today we will learn about calculating distance on a map using scale. What you have to do for this? Read the section measuring distances on a map. So open page 28 of your content book and start reading. And after reading the section on page 29, one activity is there. So do activity 1 given in the content book in maps and representations and write the answer in your books. And the activity is measuring distances on a map. The crow files line is the shortest distance between 2 points in a straight line. If you have read the section, you know about crow files line. Crow files line is measuring distance on a straight line is also referred to as the crow files distance. It is the shortest distance between two places on a straight line. So every map has a scale which can be used to measure distances on a map. Now let's measure actual distance between two places on map. First, calculate the shortest distance between the 2 points using a ruler. Now, we can see on the map that 1 centimeter is equal to 20 kilometer on ground. If we have the shortest distance between 2 points on the map and the scale, can you calculate the actual distance between two places on the map? So write your answer in the book only. Now let's generalize our discussion. What were the first and second steps to calculate the distance? We first calculate the distance between two places. And what was the method? A method called the crow-flies line on the shortest distance between 2 points is found. And the second step, then using the scale given on the map, we calculate the distance. So how did you use the scale given at the bottom of the map? So when after finding the shortest distance between 2 points, we used the scale given on the map, then calculate the distance. Okay. What are the other scales that we learnt about? In the previous section, we talked about the types of scales, and there were 3 types of scales: verbal scale, RF scale, and graphic scale. Okay. So, representative fraction, graphical or linear scale, and verbal scale are other types of scales which can be used in a map. Now, children, how can we use the other scales to find out distance between two places? RF scale shows the ratio between distance on the map and distance on the ground. 1 is equal to 20 lakhs would mean 1 centimeter is equal to 20 lakh centimeter is equal to 20 kilometer. 20 lakh centimeter is equal to 20 kilometer. Therefore, 1 centimeter is equal to 20 kilometer. Now, we multiply the distance between the two places that we have calculated using a ruler with 20 kilometer. A graphic scale is like a ruler at the end of the map. Distance between 2 points can be measured by marking points on a sheet of paper and aligning this sheet of paper with the scale given on the map. Now some more example. With that you can understood. Measuring distances using scales. Verbal scale. The scale given on the map is if 1 centimeter on a map is 50 kilometer on ground. So distance on map means from one point to another point or one place to another place is equal to 2 centimeter. So total distance on ground will be, what you have to do? Multiply 2 centimeter into 50 kilometer is equal to 100 kilometer. Then in representative fraction scale, the scale is given 1 is to 50 lakh. And the distance on map from one point to another point is 2 centimeter. Since 1 lakh centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer, then 50 lakh centimeter is equal to 50 kilometer. Therefore, 2 centimeter on map. So what you have to do? 50 kilometer into 2 is equal to 100 kilometer. I hope you understood how to measure distances using scales. Okay, children. Now, question of the day is, what is the use of scale? So, choose the correct word for this question on the forms app that you will get from Schoolia. Now, let's think about some higher order thinking. How can we calculate the distance of curved spaces like rivers or roads? If you have read sincerely the section and read about measuring distances of curved spaces like roads or rivers, easily you know the answer, you can give the answer. If you have not read, pause the video and again read measuring distances of curved spaces like roads or rivers. So, how can we calculate? A thread can be used to calculate the distance on a map, and then the total distance can be calculated using the scale. Understood? I will show you some example. Okay, children. So now I will explain you with the help of an example. I have drawn one big box. It is straight. Suppose it's a state wherever you are living. Suppose it's UP. Inside the state, I have drawn another small box, that is your area where you are living. In this, I have shown your home and your school. Every day you are taking this route to reach to your school. This route is not straight because maybe police station, malls, places of worship, etc. are there. If your teacher gives you the map of your city and asked to measure distance from your home to school, what will you do? You can't measure it with scale because the way of your home to school is not straight. You can measure the distance with thread. Let's calculate the distance with thread. It's very simple. Take the thread and keep in one end or first end of the thread at the home point and start from here. As the road is going, just keep the thread like quail along the road. When you reach this particular place, means to your school, mark it. Mark on the thread by using pen or pencil. I would suggest you to mark it with pencil. Now take the thread and straighten up the thread. Then place the thread on the linear scale or graphical scale which is present at the bottom of the topo sheet. Keep the thread at the zero, left to right. If you got, suppose you got 6 kilometer and some part of thread is left. So what will you do? The smaller part of the thread put on the smaller division on the scale right to left from 0. Then count 1, 2, 3, so on. If the thread goes to part 3 of that smaller parts, it means the distance from home to school is 6.3 kilometer. I hope you understood how to calculate distance by using a thread. Yes, children? Now, some more examples. Measuring distances on a map. The following methods are used to measure distances on a map. And A, to measure distance along a straight line. If the line is straight, what we have to do? Place the straight edge of a strip of paper along the required line. Mark the limits of the distances on the strip by means of a sharp pencil. Place the strip along the linear scale and measure the distance. For example, the distance between two places A and B is equal to 5 centimeter. So given scale is 2 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. So what you have to do? You have to use the unitary method. 1 centimeter is equal to 0.5 kilometer. Then 5 centimeter is equal to 0.5 into 5 is equal to 2.5 kilometer. Understood? Now, to measure distance along a curved line. To measure distances like the course of a river or a winding road, a straight edge of a paper can be used. First, you mark the starting point on the strip of paper and every bend hold the paper and fold the paper until the end of the course. Now, by using the graphical scale, the actual distance on the ground can be calculated in miles, yards, or kilometers. Then, by using of thread, it's very simple. Using of the thread to measure distance along a curved line. A winding road or a river course can also be measured by placing a thread along its course. The thread is then measured against the linear scale to calculate the actual distance. Here is one example for you measuring curved line distance using a thread. Okay, I hope you understood the measurement by using scale or thread. Now, answer this question in the comment section, and the question is, what are the two standard units of measurement? Okay, so pause the video and note the question in your rough notebook, then answer in the comment section. Now, it's time for some application. In the workbook, finish S3, and in the notebook, what questions are given in the notebook you don't do. What is written means measuring distances on a map. Draw any 5 symbols. It is the question of the next section. Okay, now I am giving you an extra question. Look at the map given in the content book figure 5, that is on page 28. Then find the distance between Church Walk to Saffron Cross and show calculation in your notebook. You give only the total calculation. Don't give the methods or steps. Okay? The total distance on the ground you write in your notebook. Okay, you have to do this in the notebook, so you do the calculations with steps. Understood, children? I hope you are able to give answer of this question. Okay, bye bye, have a nice day, and thank you.